Oklahoma Congressman Josh Brecheen, member of that committee. He's been in the hearing, taking the time for the viewers to step out here on Capitol Hill. We appreciate that, Congressman. Thank you so much for coming on. We've been showing the viewers your hearing there, a very serious one at that. We continue to look live here. Can you give us your assessment of being in the room and where it is right now? Do you believe these articles, if one or two of them do indeed move forward to a full House vote?
Yeah, look, the ironic thing about what's happening in this committee is the Democrats are using every procedural hurdle to slow walk this. And so the committee is operating by the rule of law. We're taking the time to scrub the rule book, to suspend the meeting, to make sure that we're following the rules. And the ironic thing is they're defending someone who refuses to follow the rules. An individual in Secretary Mayorkas, who, when congressional law says you have to be detained until you are found either guilty or innocent and then deported, he sends out a memo to every CBP agent saying no longer is illegal entry in the United States reason enough for deportation. When it comes to parole, when the law says specifically it's a case-by-case basis, he refuses to abide by that and says we're going to open it up where you have 7 to 8 different countries, 30,000 a month that can come in. And so here they are, forcing the committee to abide by the rule of law, which we happily will, and defending someone who refuses to.
And so what you just laid out, sir, is what we've heard from Republicans. Although, as you well know, your Democratic colleagues have a much different view on why you all are even gathering today and discussing Alejandro Mayorkas' future. We've got some sound. This is from New York Congressman Dan Goldman. He also mentions Trump. Let's listen together.
You are sitting here right now trying to impeach a Secretary of Homeland Security for neglecting his duties literally while he is trying to perform his duties and negotiate legislation. Now, the real reason we are here, as we all know, is because Donald Trump wants to run on immigration as his #1 issue in the November 2024 election.
Congressman, did you want to address that?
Yeah, look, this is lawlessness. They're defending someone. He's not neglecting his duty. Look at Texas versus United States, the Supreme Court case. Even the Fifth Circuit in its progress, they talked about how that this was willful neglect of congressional law. And so whatever you tolerate, you empower. And so the reason why we are living in a lawless age under this administration is because we tolerate this. And if you look clearly at Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution, it says the president, vice president, or civil officers, that would include Mayorkas, can be impeached. And when you look at the Federalist Papers, written by Alexander Hamilton, Federalist 65, it says that if there is an abuse or misuse of the public trust, he goes on to say in that Federalist paper that the legislative body is to have the reins. The reins is going to be in the hands of the legislative body to execute it upon the civil servants of the government. And so that's what we're doing. We've got the reins to be able to say, whoa, you're done. No longer are we going to tolerate you defying the will of the people, the will of congressional law.
It appears you have the full support of Speaker Johnson, who has said that he would like to see this vote quickly move to a full vote within the floor. Republicans hold a very slim majority. Do these articles make it to the House for a full vote? And do you see an impeachment for the Secretary?
Yeah, look, I think we're going to pass it out of committee. I think it will go to the floor, in the weeks ahead. And the question is, people, often ask, well, as it goes to the Senate, what's going to happen? Because our Constitution clearly mandates that there's the impeachment that comes from the House and the conviction in the Senate. What's going to happen in the Senate? Look, the House has to do its job. And the reason why we find ourselves where these continuation of these bureaucrats who think that they are above abiding by the law, it happens because no one acts. And so the Senate's going to have to answer to the people. The House has to answer to the people. And I'm going to be able to answer to the constituents of the 2nd Congressional District when I said that I was going to be a person that adheres to the rule of law. And as our second President of the United States said, we are to be a nation of laws, not of men. And his cousin Samuel Adams said that neither the wisest constitution nor the wisest of laws can secure the liberty and happiness of a people whose manners are universally corrupt. If the manners of the Senate want to allow lawlessness, that's on them. But as far as the House, we need to move forward with our constitutional duty.
All right, Oklahoma Congressman Josh Brecheen, we'll let you get back to the committee. Thank you so much for that. We do appreciate you taking the time.